Ya Allah, fill my heart with your love. Keep your good deeds between you and Allah. People aren't going to provide you with Jannah, only He can. The heart that beats for Allah is always a stranger amongst the hearts that beat for the dunya. Someone hurt you very bad. How do you still smile? Because I still have Allah. Allah can change the most hopeless situation into the best moment in your life. Allah knows what is the best for you and when it's best for you to have it. Trust Allah and nothing can go wrong. When we repair our relationship with Allah, He repairs everything else for us. You are the author of your own book of deeds. Make sure it's worth a read on the day of judgment. Have love for your friend up to a limit, for it is possible that he may turn into your enemy someday. And hate your enemy up to a limit, for it is possible that he may turn into your friend someday. Ya Allah, I know I'm not perfect, but thank you for loving me anyway. Ameen. A love story no one will understand except those who pray. Sometimes sabr and silence is better than expressing how you really feel. Allah has a plan for you. You are exactly where He wants you right now. Turn to Allah before you turn to dust. A busy life makes prayer harder, but prayer makes a busy life easier. Believers, fear Allah and seek the means to come near to Him and strive hard in His way. Maybe you will attain true success. Be patient. Allah knows what you want. He even knows why you want it. But Allah also knows what you actually need, why you need it, and when you need it. Stay patient and trust His plan. Allah, gather me with my family and friends in Jannah. Tongue can give you the taste of His heart. Allah to open the right door for you at the right time. As long as you are performing prayer, you are knocking on the door of Allah, and whoever is knocking at the door of Allah, Allah will open it for him. Allah, keep me focused on my purpose. Busy life makes prayer harder, but prayer makes a busy life easier. There is no beauty better than intellect. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Trust Allah to open the right door for you at the right time. Trust is my bed. Kullun nafsin zaiqatil maut. Every soul shall taste death. Allah, cover up my defects and change my fear into peace. And is the one who fears the death of his heart, not his body. Actually, life did come with an instruction manual. It's called the Quran. Tears are prayers too. They travel to Allah when we can't speak. Alhamdulillah for always giving me what I needed instead of what I wanted. Allah hears every unspoken word, sees every unseen wound, and mends every unbearable pain. Difficulties in our life is a test for how strong is our relationship with Allah. The most humble statement, I am nothing without Allah, and the most powerful statement is, With Allah, I can do everything. Forgive others so that Allah will forgive you. Allah closes doors no man can open, and Allah opens doors no man can close. Allah is never late, He is just testing your faith and patience. Life's rejections are just Allah's protections. Don't worry about anything, pray about everything. Prayer fixes everything. The soil is under us. Tomorrow the soil may be over us. Turn to the Almighty before you return to the Almighty. Allah loves you. He sends you trials. So face those trials with a smile because deep down you know He loves you. Find yourself in a position to help someone. Be happy because Allah is answering that person's prayer through you. Doesn't matter how big you succeed in life, it's how humble you are in person that matters. Be good even if you don't receive good, not for others' sake, but because Allah loves those who do good. Sitting with the poor and less fortunate people removes the ego and pride from your heart. Kindle your intellect with etiquette, just as you kindle fire with firewood. Even if you are not an articulate scholar, at least be an attentive listener. One whose entire concern is for his hereafter attains what he hopes for. Every creation is moving towards that which it has no knowledge of. Allah is your protector. He is the knower, the wise. Listen and you will learn. Remain silent and you will be safe. Never be the first to attack your enemy. Repulse his attack, but do it boldly, bravely, and courageously. The jealous one is always sick, even when his body is healthy. Never make a decision in anger and never make a promise in happiness. When you succeed, don't feel proud. When you fail, don't lose patience. A person's most bitter enemies are his anger and his lust. So whoever controls these two, his status is elevated and he attains his goal. One who fears fails. Imam Ali Razillahu Ta'ala Anhu said, "Wishes blind the eyes of insight." Manliness starts with a smiling face. Experience enhances the intellect. Believe in yourself a little more. No shelter is safer than piety. Courtesy costs nothing but buys everything. One who adopts patience will never be deprived of success, though it may take a long time to reach him. There is no one more courageous than a man of understanding. There is no one more. When words come from the heart of anyone, they find a place in the heart of another. One whose nature is gentle, loving him is unavoidable. Time is responsible for the separation of loved ones. A woman is a flower vase of beauty and fragrance, so smell her gently, don't wrestle with her. Knowledge needs action. Speaking less hides one's faults and decreases one's sins. Your pen is more eloquent than your tongue. Body is purified by water. Nafs is purified by tears. Intellect is purified by knowledge. And the soul is purified by love. To every believer, Allah has assigned 4 things. a Satan who wants to mislead him, an unbeliever who fights him, a believer who envies him. It is the most difficult one, and a hypocrite who tracks down his mistakes for evil purposes. A believer is not perfectly virtuous unless he enjoys three characters: knowledgeability of the religious affairs, moderation in living, and steadfastness against misfortunes. Amicability is half of the intelligence. A generous man is close to God, close to paradise, and close to everyone. One who has been granted blessing is obliged to provide more well-being for his family. Honey is nature's best medicine. Whenever someone offers you honey as present, accept it. He who reveals his party before others will disgrace himself. The nearest of people to us is the one who loyally supports us and has enmity for our enemies. A little knowledge removes a lot of ignorance. Wise is the one who doesn't harm others. The believer's worst enemy is an evil wife. To separate oneself from things of time and to connect oneself with things of eternity is highest wisdom. The cause of sadness is love of this world. Learn how to be silent, just as how you learn to speak. A pious believer has his happiness on his face and his sorrow in his heart. One who feels ashamed of speaking the truth is really a fool. When you make the intention of doing good, then execute it. Let your ears hear the call of death before it calls you. How close is life to death? One who lowers his gaze relieves his heart. If you are sincere, you will be successful. The best way to defeat someone is to beat him at politeness. Today the dunya, tomorrow the grave. In the end, you stand alone in front of Allah with your deeds. Oh, you imagine and remember your grave, for you are next. What is the purpose of life? We enter this world with nothing and leave it with nothing but our deeds. The world is not the resting place, it is the testing place. Don't walk with pride on the earth, for behold, God doesn't love arrogant and boastful people. We all prepare for birthdays, but what about death day? Today you own a piece of land, tomorrow that land will own you. Nothing ever belonged to you, even you will be returned. To Allah we belong, and to Him is our return. On a day when their tongues, their hands, and their feet will bear witness against them as to what they used to do. People want success in their life, but when they hear the adhan, Hayya al-Falah, come to success, they ignore it. Never doubt the power of prayer. One small prayer can change your life forever. The one who works for Allah will not be disappointed. Allah is the answer to emptiness, to struggles, to hopelessness and fear. If Allah is all you have all you need. The days of life pass away like clouds, so do good while you are alive. Honesty will guide you to goodness, and goodness will invite you to heaven. Be kind and considerate to your woman. She is a tender flower and not your slave in the household. One who doesn't care for you is your enemy. One who doesn't frighten others will never be frightened. Don't stretch out your hand against one who is unable to stave it off from himself. Not everyone who seeks finds, and not everyone who turns away loses. One who is kind to the people, his outcomes become good and the ways become easy for him. What is it with the son of Adam alayhi salam and pride? His beginning is a sperm and his end is a carcass. He cannot sustain himself, nor can he repel death. He who involves himself in matters without considering the consequences exposes himself to troubles. When the son of Adam alayhi salam attains 60 years of age, Allah no longer gives him any room for being excused, for not repenting or for following his low desires. A miser can have no friend. Fill your heart with love, kindness, and mercy. Never speak about your good deeds, nor speak about faults of others. Speaking less hides one's faults and decreases one's sins. Overeating and oversleeping corrupt the soul and bring about impairment. The poison leaves bit by bit, not all at once. Be patient, you are healing. Free your heart from hate, for hate is a sickness. In every glance there is a lesson. Little of this world takes away a lot of the hereafter. Dua is the shield of a believer. If you keep on knocking the door of divine mercy, it will be opened to you. If you want spiritual maturity and perfection, you will be guided to it. And if you seek something, you will find it. Actions in this world are the currency for trade in the hereafter. Calmness is an excellent quality. The innocent is fearless. Preferring comfort cuts off the means of profit. Never look up to anyone until you discover the level of their recognition. Indeed, dua postpones what has been destined and solves its complications just as a twisted thread is untwisted, even if it had been twisted very strongly. Imam Sadiq Razillah Ta'ala Anhu, in supplication, praise Allah, then acknowledge your sins, then mention your request. If only you drew lessons from all that you have lost in what has passed of your life, you would look after what is left of it. An actual believer is that whose sexual appetite doesn't overcome him and whose stomach doesn't shame him. Imam al-Sadiq has said, "Don't be fooled by a person's prayers and fasts. Often we see someone so accustomed to praying and fasting that they become terrified if they stop doing them. Rather, assist people through their honesty and trustworthiness." Imam Jafar Sadiq Razillah Ta'ala Anhu narrates, "Choose pigeons as the birds to keep in your houses, for they send lanat upon the killers of Imam Hussain Razillah Ta'ala Anhu." Human intellect is a divine blessing, but politeness are acquired through endeavoring. Beware of associating with the lovely, because the association with them will never lead to welfare. The worthiest people of love are those who comfort you. When life brings chaos and sufferings, Call Ali Razillah Talanhu, who is healer of wounds. I have never done anything except that I saw Allah before it, during it, and after it. Don't force your children to behave like you, for surely they have been created for a time which is different to your time. A man can sleep on the death of his child, but cannot sleep at the loss of property. I don't smoke, but I keep a matchbox in my pocket. When my heart slips towards a sin, I burn a matchstick and heat my palm. Then I say to myself, Ali, you can't bear even this heat. How would you bear the unbearable heat of hell? One who loves something speaks about it constantly. Fulfill the trust for the one who entrusted you, and don't cheat who cheated you. Kindness is a language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see. The most expensive thing in the world is trust. It can take years to earn and a matter of seconds to lose. The love that is true will always be with you. It's hidden deep inside your soul, needless to search it anywhere else. Love burns like a blazing fire, like a mighty flame. The world is full of good people. If you can't find one, be one. Be an encourager. The world has plenty of critics already. The greatest generosity is giving, despite facing hard times. One who becomes anxious has tormented himself, neglected the command of Allah, the glorified, and sold off his reward. Don't they see the birds above them with wings outspread and sometimes folded in? None holds them aloft except the most merciful. Indeed, he is of all things seeing. The successful one is he who spreads his wings or remains submissive and enjoys ease. Doing good is the nature of the righteous, and doing evil is the nature of the wicked. Don't show pleasure in somebody's downfall, for you have no knowledge of what the future holds in store for you. Love is when hearts harbor mutual affection due to the harmony between their spirits. Two true friends are a single soul in different bodies. The tongue is like a lion. If you let it loose, it will wound someone. Be aware of your tongue. It's dangerous like a snake. Many people have been killed by their tongues. Don't give misled people access to your ears. You have no idea what kind of trouble that can create within you. The most intelligent of people is he who is well aware of his own faults and blind to others' faults. Every strand of hair and every inch of skin you cover for the sake of Allah, you will be rewarded for in the hereafter. Only you I choose among the entire world. Is it fear of you letting me be unhappy? Nothing gives me as much joy as the sailing boat of my silent heart. Life is a balance of holding on and letting go. Be silent. Only the hand of God can remove the burdens of your heart. Silence is a source of great strength. Silence is the language of God, all else is poor translation.